Bon allez, j'arrive. Hop. Et let's go. Bon allez. On va essayer de résoudre quelques meurtres avec monsieur Sherlock Holmes. Alors. Nouvelle partie, oui. À la mémoire des sangs célestes du crâne. Et... ça c'est vrai. Ok.
Holmes! Holmes, will you stop that? You are utterly mad.
Oh. Ok. Monsieur Holmes, c'est...
Stop, Holmes!
Is that you, Watson?
Yes, of course it is. And you almost killed me.
Nonsense. I was aiming for the vases.
Blindfolded?
Watson, quiet, please. I'm trying to concentrate. Ah, Lestrade. What is it this time?
He can see me. Well, here it is, and it's a good one, Mr. Holmes. A gentleman by the name of Peter Carey, also known as Black Peter, has been murdered.
A sailor, most probably.
What happened here?
Oh, Mr. Holmes, how could you?
It's the only exercise I've had all week. A grateful client from Limoges sent me a vase collection this morning. I couldn't think of a better use for it.
Oh,
You're out of your mind.
I missed 4 out of 10.
Given you were blindfolded, that was very good. Can I have a try?
Am I the only sane one here?
Ils sont
I
timbrés.
suppose that Watson is right, Inspector. A little brain work would be preferable now. Do please tell us more about Black Peter.
Peter Carey, born in 1845 and 50 years old. An ambitious sort, he achieved much success in seal and whale hunting around Scandinavia. Retired in 1884 with a small fortune. He invested his money in a property called Woodman's Lee, near Forest Row in Sussex. It was where he lived for 6 years, and where he was found dead yesterday.
Has the investigation already begun?
Yes and no. In fact, this crime is so mysterious that I would prefer you to join me down there.
Give me half an hour to prepare, Inspector.
Take your time and join me there. I have to go through the yard first. The merry men struck again.
What have they done this time?
They robbed a powder reserve. I'll meet you at Woodman's Lee, Mr. Holmes.
I should help Mrs. Hudson here. I also have several appointments that I must keep this afternoon.
I shall go alone then.
Ok. Appuyez sur Tab pour voir le carnet et vérifier votre avancée dans l'enquête. Ok.
I cannot leave yet. I am not finished here.
Comment ça, on n'a pas encore fini? Mais qu'est-ce qu'il me raconte, lui? Tâche enquêter sur le domaine de rien, inspecter les lieux, choisir un costume dans l'armoire et rejoindre. Ok.
A map of London and the surrounding area. It could be useful.
La caméra, ça tourne vite. Je veux pas la...
Oh, what a mess! What a terrible mess!
Ouais, ok, c'est bon. C'est un carnage, tu dois ramasser.
You go along to Peter Carey's house. Mrs. Hudson and I will take care of the mess you've made here.
Ah bah c'est ça, mais il veut pas m'ouvrir la porte. T'es sérieux, frère? Là, ça c'est la chambre à Watson. Ok, d'accord. Là, il y avait quoi là?
This is where I keep my post.
Ouais.
My
Encyclopédie.
archive.
Ok.
I can always consult with it if needed.
On va faire le tour de la pièce, comme ça au moins on est sûr. Oh, les murs invisibles!
My analysis table. It is useful for my work.
Il y avait une- Allez, monsieur. Oh, ah bah voilà. Coiffeuse. Juré. Ah, ok. Alors, cheveux. Ok, c'est tout verrouillé. Ça aussi, je suppose. Ouais, ça c'est verrouillé. Barbe. C'est verrouillé. Ok. Votre costume et les options. Pour déverrouiller de nouveaux déguisements. Enfin. Ok. Tac. Là, il n'y a rien. La caméra bouge bizarrement. Elle s'arrête pas quand quand je m'arrête. Allez hop. Woodland. Premier meurtre. C'est parti. Première enquête plutôt.
Mr. Holmes, I'm over here. Come on.
Yes, bro.
Inspector Lestrade, when will you remove my husband's body? It's sacrilegious to leave him here like this.
As soon as we can, Mrs. Carey, I assure you. Allow me to introduce you to Mr. Sherlock Holmes. He's a detective. No doubt you've heard of him. I'll wait for you in front of the cabin, Mr. Holmes.
My condolences, Mrs. Carey.
Thank you, Mr. Holmes.
Élément inhabituel cette nuit-là, découverte du corps.
Madam, can you tell me if you saw or heard anything unusual upon the night of the murder?
At 2 o'clock in the morning, I heard a terrible scream. But I thought nothing of it then. He would scream all the time when he was drunk.
Can you please tell me what occurred on the evening of the murder?
Well, Peter got drunk in the evening. He was in such a terrible temper. Usually whenever that happened, he'd stay all night drinking in his cabin before passing out.
Do you remember at what time you found your husband's body?
In the morning, at around 7 o'clock, I noticed the cabin door was open, but I didn't go in to take a look, for I knew my husband would not have liked it. At around 10 o'clock, I dared to glance in through the door and, oh dear.
Was your husband accustomed to receiving visitors?
Oh no, I don't think so. I mean, he didn't really have many friends.
Ouais, c'était un
He
alcoolique
lived quite
solitaire,
an
quoi.
isolated
Ok.
life here after his retirement.
You have indeed suffered a great loss, Mrs. Carey. Nevertheless, I believe it will be less of a burden for you soon.
Yes, life with Peter was never easy, but he was still my husband.
He was different, wasn't he, when you first met him upon your return from Plymouth?
Yes, Mr. Holmes. Oh my goodness, but how do you know about that?
Comment êtes-vous au courant pour Plymouth?
You undertook a pilgrimage to the Cathedral of Santiago de Compostela when you were young. That much is evident from the rosary in your hand. The shortest route for the pilgrim from England to Spain is from Plymouth. I believe that you met Peter Carey as a young sailor there, and you married him soon afterwards.
That is indeed what happened, Mr. Holmes. How extraordinary.
Ouais, ok.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, madam. Non, par la figure là. On peut rentrer dans les baraques et tout là? Ah non, on peut pas rentrer. Ouais, tonneau cassé.
Peter Carey's body is inside the cabin. We took care not to touch anything.
Parfait.
The door is locked.
Wait just a moment, Mr. Holmes, and I'll open it. I locked it yesterday. to ensure that no one should enter the cabin and tamper with the evidence.
Je suis sûr, il n'y a plus de corps.
Good thinking.
Hello, hello, hello.
What is it, Lestrade?
It seems to me that someone has tried to force it, Mr. Holmes.
Let me see. These scratches are fresh. You're right. Someone tried to force open the door.
I swear these scratches were not here yesterday.
Now, a mysterious visitor came here last night.
Well, he's not the man for the job. This lock is not a difficult one.
Perhaps he did not have the right tool.
Ah, peut-être pas un pied de biche. Ouverture de la porte. Oh ouais.
What a terrible way to die. This place is not covered with dust, like the rest of the shelf. An object was taken from here. It was larger than a book, a box or a small chest, perhaps. The tooth of a sperm whale, probably from one of Peter Carey's catches. The ship's logs of the Sea Unicorn for the years 1878 to 1884. Peter Carey was her captain. Harpoons for hunting whales. The ship's logs of the Sea Unicorn for the years 1878 to 1884. Peter Carey was her captain.
Ok, donc là il n'y a rien sur le coffre.
Peter Carey's boots. They look to be a size 8. Old navigation instruments, nothing interesting.
Non, non. Elle me dit, attends, il lui a piqué les... Il lui a piqué les bottes, là?
This man is in his 50s, yet he still looks quite strong. Peter Carey was fully dressed. He was not caught by surprise. It is possible that he knew his murderer. The weapon fully penetrated the body. The force of the blow was immense. Peter Carey was impaled to the wall by a whaling harpoon.
Il est à mort.
JHN are probably the initials of the owner of this notebook.
Le mec, il a perdu son calepin, là, et ça l'inquiète même pas. Putain, meurtre dans ce temps-là... Non. Oh, t'as ça le repose. Ah, ok.
This wooden handle is plain and solid. This wooden handle is plain
Oui,
and
je me suis
solid.
trompé, monsieur Holmes. Excusez-moi.
This wooden handle is plain and solid. This blood is from the pool underneath the dead body. Peter Carey tried to defend himself with this knife, but he did not succeed.
M'étonne, un couteau contre un harpon, là. À utiliser les vols depuis la taille 42. Ok. Enquêter sur le modèle 1, inspecter les lieux du crime de A1. Nous allons inspecter ça, mon ami. Nous allons inspecter ça. Deux verres. Blague à tabac. Bouteille. La
Rum,
bouteille.
a sailor's drink.
Ah, du rhum, bien sûr.
The initials PC have been crudely burned. A sailor's work. This aroma is familiar, but to recognize it, I must construct my associations in one picture.
C'est un bateau. Mais là, c'est bon. Il est bon là pour bateau, non?
Yes.
Ouais.
This is coarse tobacco, quite strong and very popular among sailors.
Ok.
Someone drank from this glass recently. It seemed that Captain Carey was enjoying a drink before he met his death.
Ok, examiner la table, nanana, ok.
The Sea Unicorn. She was the ship that Peter Carey commanded.
Les livres, le lit, non. Ça c'est bon, ok. Hop, reviens, monsieur Holmes. Hop, merci.
Dundee. Hammerfest. It's a whaling map.
Ok. Là, normalement, j'ai tout découvert ici.
It seems that the garden was well maintained.
Je demande à qui? Je demande à lui. On va voir.
Have you finished inspecting the crime scene?
Sérieux? C'est tout?
Have you finished inspecting the crime scene?
À mon avis, il y a un temps limite sur ce... Allons demander à la veuve, là. À la veuve. Excuse me, please.
Is this your husband's tobacco pouch?
I'm not sure. It might be, but he hadn't smoked in a very long time.
The garden is very large and well maintained. Do you employ someone to look after it?
It is true, there is a lot of work, but my husband took care of it himself.
Your husband's private papers. Do you know where they are?
There was a small tin box, barely larger than a book. He kept his papers there. It should be somewhere in his cabin.
Thank you, madam.
On doit être dans la cabane, elle a dit, mais je l'ai pas vu. Je suis sûr c'est elle, elle a payé quelqu'un pour éliminer. Pour éliminer son mari parce que son mari était trop violent. Une boîte, s'il vous plaît. On m'a pas de boîte. Ah.
Mr. Holmes?
Mr. Holmes.
Mr. Holmes?
Mr. Holmes. Yeah. Empreinte de pas.
These boots don't match the footprints. These footprints appear to be quite large.
Ça peut. Empreinte de pas, objet requis. Ok, donc là il me manque. Tu vois, toi. C'est pas tes godasses à toi. Mais c'est quoi ces bruits là? Sérieux les gars là? Donc là non. La veuve là elle porte quoi? Elle porte des godasses? Elle porte quoi comme godasses? Ah, c'est chiant, on peut pas aller où on veut.
Who could do such a thing? My poor husband.
Mon pauvre époux, je suis allé, arrête de me dire que mon pauvre époux là.
It seems that the garden was well maintained.
Mon pauvre époux, je suis sûr que c'est elle qui l'a fait tuer là. Hum. C'est... Ouais, je vais pas mettre 1 heure là pour trouver...
Have you finished inspecting the crime scene?
No, no, no.
JHN are probably the initials of the owner of this notebook. The pattern of the blood stain indicates that the notebook was not lying on the floor prior to the crime, but it was dropped into the pool of blood after the death of Peter Carey.
Ah. Ce que je voulais faire.
These abbreviations mean something. But what?
Le calepin trouvé sur les lieux du crime porté GHN. Il contient des ASM. Ouais, oh, mais à mon avis, il manque des mots. À mon avis, il manque des mots. Alors, relier les deux indices pour former une déduction. Le rouge indique une combinaison possible. Pas de jardinier, disparition d'une boîte en étain, tentative d'effraction. Les deux indices pour former une déduction. Le rouge indique une combinaison impossible. Ah, ok. Space. Space. Ok. Construisez le scénario du crime à l'aide des déductions. J'ai pas eu le temps de lire. Faites vos choix parmi deux interprétations possibles et observez les conséquences. Vous pourrez revenir à tout moment à votre choix. Il faut attendre une épisode ce soir au cas où l'auteur des tentatives d'extraction reviendrait. On peut faire ça, hein.
Someone was here yesterday. They attempted to force the door to gain entry.
Normalement, ça devrait être bon. Ouais, c'est bon, c'est
Well,
bon.
Mr. Holmes,
On va pouvoir.
what do you think?
I think that we are lucky
And why is that?
because of last night's attempted break-in.
Oof, you've lost me.
It is very probable that whoever came here hoped to find the door open. They tried to force it with a knife blade, but they failed. What will they do? Why, return tonight, when they will be better prepared.
Aha! So what do you propose?
We shall remain on the outside, near the window, where we stand the best chance of catching sight of our visitor. Well, gentlemen, ready your pistols. We have a long night ahead of us.
Ah ouais, lui, d'accord. Organiser une embuscade. Le mystérieux intrus reviendra peut-être cette nuit achever son travail. Ok.
We need to find a good place for an ambush. Perhaps behind Carey's cabin, near the...
Ouais.
This looks like the perfect hiding place.
Ok. Bon, à mon avis, c'est peut-être ça qu'il fallait faire. Je suis pas sûr, mais bon. L'icône déduction indique que vous avez trouvé assez d'indices pour accuser. Là, là, là. Chaque fois que vous terminez l'observation d'un personnage, en résumé est ajouté dans votre portrait de votre carnet. Ok.
Did you hear that?
Le jardinier, à tous les coups.
There. I'm gonna collar him.
I'll be right behind you.
Police! Hold it right there.
Ah, il a fait vite,
All
hein.
right, my fine fellow. Who are you and what are you doing here?
You're detectives, I suppose. You imagine that I'm connected with the death of Captain Carey. I assure you I'm innocent.
Innocent? And what are you doing in his cabin?
Shall I tell you? You came to retrieve what you had lost after killing Peter Carey, but we were here waiting for you.
What is your name?
John Hopley Nelligan, but I didn't.
Do you deny that you came here yesterday?
No, but yes, it's just that I couldn't.
I'm tired of this. Off we go to the yard. Tomorrow, I'll see that you're put in front of the judge.
What? But you can't. I'm not. It's a terrible mistake.
Enough. You can explain all of that to the judge. You're coming with me to the yard.
But
In light of recent events, it seems evident that your coming here was unnecessary. All the same, I'm very grateful to you, Mr. Holmes.
You are welcome, Inspector, but please don't be too hard on our young fellow. I would like to question him tomorrow morning.
Ah, ouf. Ouf, il va me l'interroger parce que l'autre, il voulait l'envoyer devant le juge direct et coupez-lui la tête. Scotland Yard. Interroger le piège. Ah, ok. Bonjour, bonjour. Putain, les comicos.
Good morning, Mr. Holmes. Can I help you?
Good morning, Constable. I would like to speak to the fellow who was arrested at Woodman's Lee last night.
Ah, the young man. He's waiting in the interrogation room. You can go straight through. His belongings are held in the evidence room.
Thank you.
Staff room.
Locked.
Ouais. Les flics, ils ont pas l'habitude de laisser les lock. Ah non. Allez, hop.
These are the suspect's belongings. A
Mouchoir.
handkerchief with the
Mouchoir.
initials
Ok.
JHN.
Ça lui appartient bien.
Pocket knife. It was used to force the door of Peter Carey's cabin.
Ah, on a tous vu qu'il y avait marqué quelque chose dedans.
From R. Dawson. To my friend and partner, 1883. Dawson. I've seen this name before. Perhaps my archive holds the answer. The notebook that we found on Peter Carey's cabin floor. These abbreviations mean something, but what?
Examiner les effets personnels de... Demander, consulter les archives. Les archives, c'est... Ok. Document, non. Dialogue, ok. Ça veut dire que là, il faudrait que je retourne chez moi, chez Holmes. Ah ouais, il y a juste un grillage de cage à poules. Ok. Je vais aller voir les archives. Baker Street. Il est quand même bien fait. Hein, le jeu. Graphiquement, je trouve qu'il est bien fait. Mes archives. Table d'analyse. Hein. Ouais, c'est quoi ça? Toby. Watson. Non. Viens là. Paye de Dawson Hanley. Ok, des cornouailles. C'est déclaré en faillite suite à de lourdes pertes dans son portefeuille de prêt. Il sera par conséquent procédé à sa liquidation. C'est là la 23e plus grande banque de Grande-Bretagne et la deuxième plus importante faillite de l'histoire. Pour bon nombre de familles de Cornouailles, la liquidation de cette société est une catastrophe pure et simple. Joshua Nelligan, l'un des banquiers, a depuis mystérieusement disparu. Il a été vu pour la dernière fois à bord de son voilier, se préparant à partir pour la Norvège. M. est recherché par la police ainsi que ses créanciers.
Here it is. Now I begin to understand that young man's story, but I am still unclear as to what connects him with the murder. It is time to ask him.
Mais attends.
My archive. I can always consult with it if needed.
Ok, j'ai compris. On retourne à Scotland Yard. Mr. Holmes. Ok, alors. Attends. Quoi? Ouais, ça c'est le brigadier, ouais. Bonjour.
Mr. Holmes?
Mr. Holmes. Ok, donc là, je sais pas si c'est bon. Ok, ça c'est la cellule. Interrogatoire room, ok. On va aller visiter en bas. C'est cool, une morgue. Ah, il y avait quelque chose, j'ai vu. Non? Attends, mais ils ont pas ramené le corps de l'autre, ils l'ont laissé empaler sur le mur. C'est vraiment des enfoirés, hein. Ok, il n'y a rien. Bon, allez, on va l'interroger. Oula. Oh. Ah, ok. C'est pour le prendre. Allez, on parle. Discutaille, dis-moi tout, Dawson, un calepin, couteau de marin, anneau en or. Commençons par l'anneau en
The
or.
police seized this valuable ring from you. Whose is it?
I didn't steal it from anyone. It has always belonged to me.
Profil de la victime, couteau aiguisé, gravure. Il m'a tué un...
The police seized this valuable ring from you. Whose is it?
I didn't steal it from anyone. It has always belonged to me.
Ah merde, mais j'ai refait. Gravure sur l'anneau, je voulais cliquer.
The police seized this valuable ring from you. Whose is it?
I didn't steal it from anyone. It has always belonged to me.
The ring's date of engraving is many years ago. You would have been a child then, hardly in any position to receive such an item from a partner.
Le couteau de marin.
The sea knife was found near Carey's body. Tell me, Mr. Nelligan, did Mr. Carey try to defend himself or to attack you with it?
I don't know. I didn't kill anyone.
Does this notebook belong to you?
Yes. But where did you find it? I did not know. I thought I'd lost it at the hotel.
What do these abbreviations mean?
Oh no, I beg you, I can't. If I told you, it would only make things worse.
But I will find out eventually, Mr. Nelligan. I have heard the story of Dawson and Nelligan, the West Country bankers.
Yes, Joshua Nelligan was my father.
I am aware that it had a bad ending. When the bank failed, it ruined half the families of Cornwall, whereupon Joshua Nelligan disappeared.
My father was under extraordinary pressure. Dawson had retired. I was only 10 years of age at the time, but it was still old enough to feel the shame that befell our family. My father was convinced that he could pay off all his debts if the creditors gave him time. He set sail for Hammerfest in Norway in his small yacht, just a few days before an arrest warrant was issued. He left my mother a list of the securities he was taking. No word was ever heard from him again. We believe that his vessel went down, taking with it everyone and everything on board.
Thank you for the story, Mr. Nelligan. At last, we are making some progress.
Allez, profil de la victime. Bah du coupable. Chapeau. Bouton élaboré. Callosité. Cicatrice. Ouf. Qu'est-ce que ça rapporte, ça, franchement. Tissu coûteux. Ok.
So, Mr. Nelligan, who is the true owner of the ring?
The ring is mine.
Le veston du daron.
So, Mr. Nelligan, who is the true owner of the ring?
The ring is mine.
Une gravure sur l'anneau. Non. Ah, une gravure sur l'anneau, j'ai déjà pris. Je suis con.
So, Mr. Nelligan, who is the true owner of the ring?
The ring is mine.
Veston de
No, Mr. Nelligan. I believe that the ring had belonged to your father.
Oh, but how do you know?
The jacket you are wearing is made of an expensive fabric that only a man of exceptional wealth could afford. You do not seem to me to be a rich man, Mr. Nelligan. Furthermore, the garment is ill-fitting. It is quite clear that it belonged to someone else. Most probably your father. With your
Mon
father
frère.
gone and taking with him the family's wealth, as a little boy you had to find yourself a manual job, and it was most probably cleaning fish. You cut your hands often while working. I can tell from the scars.
I'm speechless, Mr. Holmes. It all happened exactly as you say.
Interesting. Joshua Nelligan and Peter Carey were both at sea in Norway. There is definitely some connection between Peter Carey and Joshua Nelligan's disappearance.
Space. Nous devons déterminer si un homme sans expérience ni aptitude particulière est capable de traverser une cible de part en part avec un harpon. Si tu penses aux jeunes, ça va être compliqué.
I need to stage a reconstruction. I'm sure that Watson would be happy to oblige.
Se préparer à l'expérience d'enquêter sur... Ok. Visiblement, le pas un voleur ordinaire. Quel est son rôle là-dedans? Voilà. Ok. Watson se faire un plaisir. Donc, il faut qu'on retourne ici. Récupérer le calepin. Ok. Scotland Yard. Toujours aussi glauque leur...
These are the suspect's belongings. These abbreviations mean something, but what? These abbreviations mean something, but what?
Je peux pas récupérer le... Ah vas-y, c'est la racle. Il me demande d'expérimenter si c'est un homme... Ok, mais là... Space indice. Pas de Virginie, pas de...
These abbreviations.
C'est bon, monsieur. Oh, il est où l'autre là?
Locked.
Locked. Ok, non, alors ça c'est la mort, laisse tomber.
doing here? I've done nothing wrong.
Ok, donc là j'avais fini de te parler. Faut que je trouve le commissaire. Là.
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
Votre service, Monsieur Holmes. Ouais.
Mr. Holmes?
Donc là, au pire, si je dois faire une reconstitution, il faudrait que je parte ici. Non, 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 il faudrait que j'aille à Baker. Faut que je demande à Watson de venir m'aider. Je serais ravi de venir pour faire la reconstitution. Dis-moi que je suis chez moi. Ouais, nice.
A spot of whaling, Watson? Would you care to take part?
Are you serious?
No, but we do need to clarify what happened on the night of Black Peter's murder.
A reenactment, then? Is something bothering you?
The sailor's knife, Watson. Why was it on the floor?
Peter Carey attempted to defend himself?
It is possible, but if that is the case, then it alters many things.
I don't quite follow you.
Tell me, my friend, what is the animal closest to man, morphologically, I mean?
I see what you're getting at, Holmes. You asked me that once before, on the Ripper case, I believe. Do you want to slit some more pigs' throats?
No.
Thank goodness for that.
I wish to impale one with a harpoon.
Wonderful.
Watson, let us pay a visit to our butcher friend in Whitechapel. We require the carcass of a well-fed pig.
And the harpoon?
One of the harpoons on the wall of Black Peter's cabin should do quite nicely. I need to take a harpoon with me. I need to take a harpoon.
Je dois emporter un harpon. Oh, ouais. Oh. Il me fait balader sur toute la ville, donc faut que j'aille là. Ah, il faut que je pique le harpon. Après, faut que j'aille voir le boucher pour qu'il me donne un cochon. Pour qu'après je puisse m'amuser à empaler le cochon. Wouh! Ils savaient pas trop quoi faire avant, non? Ils avaient pas de... Ils avaient pas de hobby, hein.
That should do it. Now I am
Le boucher. Trouver un harpon, ça c'est bon, c'est fait.
Well, here we are in the preparation room. I can't say that I like the smell of it much. What do you intend to do?
to indulge myself in a little experiment. The challenge of lancing a pig's carcass with a heavy harpoon.
A little experiment?
Stand aside, Watson. This might be dangerous. I am not well practiced in this exercise, yet.
Holmes, you should aim for the mark in order to perform the most reliable test. Holmes, you should try to aim better and throw as hard as you can.
Arc. Ah, j'étais presque. Mais c'est pas possible. Oh. Tu retiens ton souffle
This
et
is
tu
the
arrives à
best
transformer.
possible result that I could get. Do you see, Watson? Throwing a harpoon and pinning a man to a wall requires either exceptional strength and training or diabolical luck.
If it was luck, then it was a chance in 1,000 that night.
Well, yes. Let us leave now.
All right. But before we go, I suppose I'll have to pay for all these carcasses you've happily mangled.
Very well, but please hurry.
Of course.
Attends, il lui a dit vas-y, paye. Normal. Et bon, on retourne à Scotland Yard. Un peu de jardin. Ok. Récupérer le calepin. Ok, donc là, faut que je récupère le calepin. Ici. Effet personnel requis. Ouais, mais il va pas me le donner.
These are the suspect's belongings.
Il va me dire, hein,
These
abréviation.
abbreviations mean something, but what?
J'aimerais bien savoir où il est passé le flic là, parce que lui il est bien gentil, mais
Locked.
lock. Mr. Holmes.
What am I doing here? I've done nothing wrong.
C'est quoi ces engins? Allez, allez, go, 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 go. Allez, Mr. Holmes. Ok, on a l'habitude.
Mr. Holmes? At your service, Mr. Holmes.
Visait à récupérer le calepin qui baignait dans le sang de la victime. L'auteur de ces tentatives pourrait bien. Ah mais le calepin je l'ai déjà récupéré. Alors s'il est encore dans la cabane, c'est du foutage de gueule. Parce que il est à Scotland Yard. Déjà ici il n'y a plus de flics. Ah moi, ah, il y a la veuve, il y a la bœuf là-bas.
$18.83. That's the one I need.
Ah ok.
This is the crew list of the Sea Unicorn. Log notes for June. Nothing unusual. Log notes for August. These pages have been torn away. Canadian Pacific Railway, CPR. A torn piece from a bond certificate. I have seen this abbreviation somewhere very recently. There are 3 ways of discovering what happened in August of 1883 aboard the Sea Unicorn. The first 2 of these will require speaking with a dead man. The last would be to locate vital witnesses, the sailors involved in this whale hunt campaign.
CPR. Ok, tac tac tac, j'ai utilisé. Ok, donc là, techniquement, Wiggins peut peut-être m'aider à trouver l'équipage du chien. Il doit pas. Ok, Jonah est visiblement pas. Ok, ok, ok. Ok. Hop. Donc là, Scotland Yard. Scotland Yard, s'il vous plaît. Une TPR. Alors. Si je vais. Hop. Normalement, hop.
These are the suspect's belongings. I wonder if these are
Je me
connected.
demande s'il y a un lien entre. Ok, vas-y.
Now we have the proof that Nelligan's papers were indeed here. It seems that they have vanished, however.
Document manquant. Ouais. Ça, normalement, c'est fait. Mais la boîte en étain volée contenait des titres de créances précieux. D'accord. Ah ouais, la connexion, ok. Il est possible que John Lennon a été pris en train de voler les obligations, ce qui l'aurait poussé à tuer Puta. Ok. Donc là, faut que j'aille retourner voir le petit. Allez. Mon brave, tu vas parler. Tu vas parler. Effraction.
Tell me, Mr. Nelligan, what exactly were you hoping to find inside Peter Carey's cabin?
I was trying to find some information about my father.
I assume you had another purpose, to retrieve the bond certificates. Am I correct?
Yes. I discovered some time ago that a few of the missing securities had reappeared on the London market. You can imagine my amazement. I spent months trying to find them, and at last I discovered that the original seller had been Captain Peter Carey. These papers, they belonged to my family, but I could not find them there.
Well, I will see you soon, young man.
Please, let me go! I'm innocent!
Ouais, innocent, innocent, hein. T'as rien fait, mais bon. Presque. Oh, Wiggins, les journaux de bord de ça. Ok. Mais ouais, je veux bien. Il est où, Wiggins?
Mr. Holmes?
Mr. Holmes. Oh, c'est pas pratique.
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
Wiggins. Non.
Locked.
Locked. J'ai pas le temps, Wiggins, là. Je sais pas ce qu'il me fait, là. Documents, là, il a rien pour l'instant. Il y a personne, mais il y a de la fumée de clope. Ça, c'est cool, ça. Wiggins, Wiggins. Il y a un peu d'endroits. Il y a très très peu d'endroits où il peut être le Wiggins. Il serait retourné voir la vieille là. Le mec il me confie ce...
Who could do such a thing?
Oh.
My poor husband.
Pas mal de monde à ce que je vois. Ma petite dame, il y a pas mal de monde qui voudrait la peau de ton mari. Bon ben... Reste que chez moi quoi.
Something new, Watson. I have the list of sailors who were aboard the Sea Unicorn. We shall soon learn what happened to Nelligan's father. I have only to find them. Let us hope they're still working at the harbour.
I think that if you pretend you're from Scotland Yard...
I doubt it, Watson. And really, I would prefer that all of this remains quiet for now. But I have another solution. I'll call in the specialist.
And who might they be?
The secret police division of Baker Street.
Ah, you mean young Wiggins and his gang?
Yes. Believe me, you'll receive more useful assistance from these little urchins than from a dozen yard detectives.
Allez!
Those children are everywhere. They see and hear everything, and they are cunning. All they lack is organization. I'll summon them.
How will you do that?
There is always a watch beneath our window. I have only to call him.
Wiggins, could you come upstairs, please?
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
Wiggins, I need you to track down certain people for me. I'll give you a list. You can read, can't you?
Big Oliver from our gang. He can, because his father is the coachman of a famous lawyer.
Fascinating. Here is the list of sailors.
Sailors? Easy. Just got to look where the rum and the red lights are.
Il a fait le rhum et les lumières rouges.
Sorry to trouble you, Mr. Holmes, but the inspector asks that you come to the station as soon as possible.
Thank you. I'll be there shortly.
Bon, direction Scotland Yard. Là, ils me font balader à gauche à droite. Je suis sûr que c'est la vieille peau là.
Mr. Holmes, I'm glad to see you.
As always, what happened?
We have a new suspect, Liam Hurtley. I'm thinking that this case will be resolved very quickly now.
Interesting. Pray tell.
Well, the constable that I left at Woodman's Lee noticed a suspicious individual prowling around during the night.
Do you have him here?
Yes. He refuses to speak with us, but we'll make him talk.
Let us hope so.
Ah, yes, and one more thing. The constable told me that at the time of his arrest, the fellow was writing a letter.
Do you have it?
Of course. It's in the evidence room, at your disposal. Admit that for once, Mr. Holmes, Scotland Yard is a step ahead of you, eh?
Breathtaking.
Là, je suis sûr c'est de la merde. Bon. La lettre. Ah.
These are the suspect's belongings.
Prendre les bottes.
Liam Hurtley's old boots. They're a size 9.5. A pen. Nothing unusual about it.
Classique. La lettre.
The stains are fresh. They can be removed with the proper chemicals.
Non, on va faire. Direction la ferme, on teste les bottes. Normalement, l'autre c'était 42, lui 43,5, ça devrait rentrer. Alors.
These boots match the footprints exactly.
À demander. Ok, ça faut que je... Faut que j'aille chez Holmes. Hop. Pour enlever les tâches. Putain, le détective, tu passes ta vie dans le truc. Alors, c'est récupérer la lettre du réveil.
I need to prepare a chemical agent
Je vais préparer un agent chimique
capable
capable
of
de
removing
dissoudre
fresh ink.
l'encre
For this
fraîche en
purpose,
contenant
the
le...
chemicals from the flasks should be combined in a certain order to perform a chain reaction. First condition, all 7 reagents should be used. Second condition, orange reagent should be the third one in the sequence after the blue reagent. Third condition, colorless reagent should be added after the orange reagent.
What? Non, R.
First condition, all 7 reagents should be used. Second condition, orange reagent should be the third one in the sequence after the blue reagent. Third condition, colorless reagent should be added after the orange reagent.
Ok, donc là j'ai un bleu. Un vert. Un autre bleu. Un color.
No, something isn't right. I need to start the reaction from the beginning again.
Ok, bon. On va faire. Alors, le bleu. Là, donc, c'est le vert. Là, ça va être incolore. Là, ça va être le jaune.
I need to prepare a chemical agent that is capable of removing fresh ink. For this purpose, the chemicals from the flasks should be combined in a certain order to perform a chain reaction.
Ok, après, on prend le jaune. Et on met...
No, something isn't right. I need to start the reaction from the beginning again.
Ah! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Donc on a dit... Bleu... Vert... Incolore... Jaune...
No, something isn't right. I need to start the reaction from the beginning again.
Il va me rendre fou. Il va me rendre fou. Bleu, bleu, vert.
No, something isn't right. I need to start the reaction from the beginning again.
Bleu. Bleu. Vert. Jaune. Color.
No, something isn't right. I need to start the reaction from the beginning again.
Versez tous les réactifs dans la flasque. Vous devez suivre un ordre précis conforme aux règles stipulées sur le papier.
First condition. All 7 reagents should be used. Second condition. Orange reagent should be the third one in the sequence after the blue reagent. Third condition. Colorless reagent should be added after the orange reagent.
Attends, tu me la refais?
First condition. All 7 reagents should be used. Second condition. Orange reagent should be the third one in the sequence after the blue reagent. Third condition. Colorless reagent should be added after the orange reagent.
C'est ça. Si je fais ça. Si je fais ça. Ah, il y a là. Si je fais ça. Après.
No, something isn't right. I need to start the reaction from the beginning again.
Je veux bien utiliser les 7 réactifs. Mais il y a que, là, il y en a que 6 en bas. Il est con ou quoi? Je vais faire bleu, incolore, jaune. Bleu, vert.
I need to prepare a chemical agent that is capable of removing fresh ink. For this purpose, the chemicals from the flasks should be combined in a certain...
Et il disait l'incolore après le jaune. Donc,
No, something isn't right. I need to start the reaction from the beginning again.
no.
No, something isn't right. I need to start the reaction from the beginning again.
Donc là, déjà, je peux pas me tromper. Déjà, ça, c'est ça.
No, something isn't right. I need to start the reaction from the beginning again.
C'est quoi cette formule? J'ai 7 flacons. Je vais tester ça. Ça me dirait que ça marche, mais bon. Là, j'ai fait la première ligne.
No, something isn't right. I need to start the reaction from the beginning again.
Mamma mia, c'est quoi ce truc? Bleu. Vert. Bleu. Jaune.
Done. Now I can proceed further.
Yes!
Let us see if the content of this letter sheds a little light upon the
Merci
mystery.
d'écouter cette lettre, ok.
I did as you asked and hid them well. Interesting. How would Hurtley react to this?
C'est ce que m'avait dit, je les ai pas cachés. Mais je vous implore d'y réfléchir à 2 fois. Rappelez-vous de je n'ai rien fait de déshonorant qui vaudrait moi. Ok, donc IB. Alors, document manquant et fin de journée. Votre en volé contenait des titres de créances. Chercher les documents de son père dans le cabane de Peter Van, d'où sa présence sur les lieux du crime. Il faut une force. Il existe une infime possibilité qu'un homme sans expérience. Mais là, il n'y a pas de. La boîte en étain volée contenait. Ouais, ok, ça c'est bon. Chercher les documents de son père. Ok. Attends. Il est possible que Negan ait été pris en train de voler des obligations, ce qui lui aurait poussé à tuer. Non. La victime d'un concours de circonstances. Il ne correspond ni physiquement ni psychologiquement au portrait du meurtrier. Ouais. Attends, il faut une force supérieure au commun des mortels pour faire foirer un homme de part en part et de clouer. Non. Negan est innocent. Et puis je vais aller voir Scotland Yard. Putain, faut. Oh, ce meurtre. À demander. Ok. Scotland Yard. Non, Scotland Yard. Hop, s'il vous plaît. On va aller interroger l'autre monsieur là. Il est où?
Please escort this suspect for interrogation. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I would like to ask you a few questions.
I've already told the police that I've nothing to say. And you're not even part of the police.
Precisely, and considering your situation, it might be wise to speak with someone who is, shall we say, rather more neutral. You are a suspect in a murder case.
I know. Inspector Lestrade told me. It's ridiculous.
Could you at least tell me who you are, and exactly what happened that you should be brought here?
My name is Liam Hurtley. That I can tell you, but you're not getting any more than that.
Well, we shall see. So tell me, Mr. Hurtley, what did you hide?
Hide? What are you talking about?
I did as you asked, and hid them well. Should I continue?
My letter? But the ink? That's impossible.
A touch of chemistry, nothing special.
Well, you're a smart one. But it's nothing. If you want to know, I was referring to my tools. It was to do with my work, see?
I will check that, Mr. Hurtley. Tell me, Mr. Hurtley, what were you doing at Woodman's Lee?
Woodman's Lee? I've never been there.
Ah merde.
Tell me, Mr. Hurtley, what were you doing at Woodman's Lee?
Woodman's Lee?
Autrement,
I've never been there.
The second pair of boots that you had with you when you were arrested perfectly match the footprints found near the cabin where Peter Carey was murdered.
T'es dans la merde.
Footprints? That's your proof? How many men have boots like mine? That doesn't make me a murderer.
Ouh là là, lui il est prétentieux là, lui il est prétentieux. T'es foutu, frère.
Now that your presence at Woodman's Lee has been proven, would you care to explain it?
I don't remember. What would I be doing there anyway?
Mais t'es sérieux?
Now that your presence at Woodman's Lee has been proven, would you care to explain it?
I don't remember. What would I be doing there anyway?
Dis-moi pas que c'est encore les bugs hurlés là, c'est...
Now that your presence at Woodman's Lee has been proven, would you care to explain it?
I don't remember. What would I be doing there anyway?
Oui, j'ai dit, j'ai pas
Because
vu.
you are the gardener at Woodman's Lee.
I'm not. How did you...
I observed your hands. They told me that you work with the earth. Small fragments of plants snagged to your trousers indicate that you were mowing very recently. But the most obvious clue presented itself in the bird embroidered on your handkerchief. A crested tit, if I'm not mistaken.
All right, you got me. Yes, I am a gardener, and I went there to get my tools.
That's all for now. Hurtley's stories are false leads, but now I know one thing for certain. I must examine the site where the garden tools are kept at Woodman's Lee.
À Woodman's Lee, eh ben on y va tout de suite. Woodman's Lee. Et ils sont derrière la vieille. C'est la cabane qu'il y a derrière la vieille. Sauf que j'ai pas la clé et il va me demander la clé à tous les coups.
Locked.
Locked.
Does the name Liam Hurtley mean anything to you?
No, I don't know anyone by that name.
Mytho. Oh la mytho! Oh la mytho!
Madam, we have information that the valuable stolen papers are hidden amongst the garden tools here at Woodman's Lee. We need to find them.
Oh my. Our tools are kept inside the shed that's right behind me. Here is the key to open it.
There's no key to put it.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you. C'est une mytho, c'est une mytho. Je suis sûr qu'elle a payé le
Let's
jardinier.
see what could be hidden here.
Que de... On a retrouvé les docs. On va retrouver la clé.
Let us see what is in this box.
Coup de bol. Ah, le coup de bol.
A bundle of letters in a woman's hand with the Carey family monogram. Huntley and Mrs. Carey were in a relationship. That is interesting.
Notre recherche d'âme. Depuis notre rencontre, vous m'avez ouvert. Ah ouais, d'accord, ouais, classique, le jardinier qui se tape la maîtresse, classique. Lettre de Judith et lettre... Non, mais pas le jardin. Non. Si je mets lettre de ça... Non. Allez, on va... Elle est où la vieille? Viens là, viens là, viens là, la vieille, viens là. On sait que t'as une liaison, parler. Tu vas tout avouer, vieille peau.
Madam, I am aware of your affinity with Liam Hurtley.
Oh, what are you talking about?
Mrs. Carey, we found your letters.
My letters? I asked Liam to return them to me. I wanted to burn them.
Why did Mr. Hurtley put them inside the garden shed?
I don't know. I wanted them back, but I couldn't see him, not after what happened.
Well, here they are.
Oh, this is terrible. Terrible. Liam, how could he? After what he has done.
You believe that he killed your husband?
No, I do not know. I do not know. Leave me alone, please.
Thank you, madam. I wonder if Wiggins has managed to find any sailors.
Ok, donc là, direction Baker Street pour trouver aveu de Judith. Liam était si désespéré épris de Judith que sa jalousie a pu le pousser au meurtre. Ok.
Mr. Holmes, we found the sailors from that list you gave us.
Well done, Wiggins. Let me see. This is interesting. Let us review the other sailors now. This is interesting.
Non, attends.
Let us review the other sailors now. This is interesting. Let us review the other sailors now. This is interesting. Let us review the other sailors now. This is interesting. Let us review the other sailors
Harponneur,
now.
putain, moi je lis pas. Hein.
This man is a harpooner, and his initials are PC, the same
PC.
initials that were found on the tobacco pouch. Wiggins, could you gather some information on one of the sailors that you found? His name is Patrick Cairns.
Patrick Cairns.
We found Patrick Cairns.
Good job, Wiggins. Where is he?
He lives in a small furnished dump of a room, but he's always at the Sea Witch pub, where he does arm wrestles for money and drinks.
Excellent. Here is your reward. 2 guineas.
Thank you, sir.
Patrick Cairns. Ok. Si la blague de tabac appartient à Patrick Cairns et qui était présent sur les lieux du crime, reste encore à le prouver. Ok. Eh ben, essayons de le prouver.
If I wish to speak to Cairns without alarming him, I had better dress as a sailor.
Alors, attends, il a dit qu'il fallait qu'il se grime en marin. Eh ben, on va le grimer en marin.
Now I can approach Cairns and see if he recognizes the pouch.
Ouais, ça passe bien comme ça. Mais il fait quoi lui? Ah, merci, Holmes. Alors. Le peuple. Putain, mais oh, mais il y avait. En fait, il y a 1 million de personnes qui. Hop, petite pause, j'arrive, je vais juste boire un coup. À tout de suite.
Voilà.
C'est horrible, mais c'est horrible. Les maps pourries sur laquelle on peut être là, Canyon des
C'est
Héros.
exactement ce que je me disais. Cette map, elle pue le whiskas moisi depuis il y a 10 ans ou je sais pas quoi.
Ouais, tu sais que le paquet de whiskas il a gonflé quoi.
Approchez-vous, on part atomiser l'ennemi.
Ça, c'est quand tu ouvres la boîte de whiskas que tu goûtes, tu fais il est bon ce poulet.
Oh, t'es dégueulasse, ça m'a donné des frissons. Alors, je vois pas de quoi tu parles. Je fais que des top 1.
C'est la merde.
C'est la merde.
On a pris la confiance à ce que je vois. Présente
Le
votre
bon vieux
champion.
gros caca du cassoulet moisi.
Ah ouais, non mais
Voyons
complet.
Look around you. We got men and women in need of medical attention. Now get your asses in gear and do the right thing, or I'm gonna have to.
Mais non. Ah ouais, je savais que lui c'était un bâtard. Ah ouais, congelé et tout, normal. Ah ouais, ok. Je vais me réveiller dans quoi? Dans 500 ans? 600 ans? ouais, oh là. Vas-y, arrête de discuter, toi, on va... Fin. C'est bon, c'est la fin. Voilà. T'es arrivé à la fin, elle est morte. Super. Le perso épileptique du jeu.
C'est honteux.
Il est trop con. T'es trop con. Tu m'as fait flipper, je me demandais ce que c'était. Sans la bouffe. Ça sent quoi? C'est quoi? Oui, mais c'est quoi manger? Un peu de tout? Ah, ok. Quoi? Oh, mais non! Ah ouais, Détroit, ouais. Oh. Ça a bien... Vous êtes trop con. Vous êtes vraiment trop con. Putain, là je me suis dit, il y avait quelque chose. Je kiffe. Je kiffe ma vie. Oh vas-y, je sais pas où je suis. Oh vas-y. C'est pas bête. Alors, je suis accroupi, hein. Et je suis en train de quoi? Ouais, sauvegarde. Oh, sauvegarde, 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 sauvegarde. Sauvegarde égale mort dans ce jeu. Je ne vais rien dire. T'es sa victime. Ouais, ouais, c'est tout à fait ça. Au revoir. Oh, j'ai flippé ma race. J'en peux plus de ce jeu, j'en peux plus. Oh là. Mais c'est pas possible. Mais c'est pas possible. Oh non, non, vas-y, freeze. Qu'est-ce que tu fais? Oh, vas-y. Ça c'est l'effet Warzone. Quand tu te fais rouler dessus sur Warzone, tu te venges sur un autre jeu. Une fenêtre. C'est le grenier. Non. Il n'y a pas de grenier qui tienne. C'est hors de question. Déjà que je suis descendu dans la cave la dernière fois, il m'est arrivé des problèmes. Oh, j'ai les poils. Ils se sont hérissés.
Voilà.
C'est horrible, mais c'est horrible. Les maps poulies sur laquelle on peut être là, Canyon des
C'est
Roses.
exactement ce que je me disais. Cette map, elle pue le whiskas moisi depuis il y a 10 ans ou je sais pas quoi.
Ouais, tu sais que le paquet de whisky,
J'arrive. On part atomiser l'ennemi.
Ça, c'est quand tu ouvres la boîte de whiskas que tu goûtes, tu fais il est bon ce poulet.
Oh, t'es dégueulasse. Bon, continue. Direct. Ah, je savais.
Hello there. Are you Cairns?
What do you want?
We've heard all about the gambling on arm wrestling here. You seem like the likely sort, and I'm up for it.
I start at 10 shillings.
Suits me.
Oula, oula, oula.
That's the arm that killed 100 whales. Care to lose another 10 shillings?
I'm ready to try again.
Fine. If you want me to take all your money, no problem with that.
Bien compris. C'est abusé, wesh. Ouais, non, mais non, mais non, mais non. N'importe quoi.
That's the arm that
Ah ouais,
killed
ta gueule.
100 whales. Care to lose another 10 shillings?
I'm ready to try again.
Fine. If you want me to take all your money, no problem with that.
Ok. Ouh.
You were lucky. I wasn't focused. Let's go again.
I'm ready to try again.
Fine. If you want me to take all your money, no problem with that.
Allez, pousse, tasse. Oh, c'est casse-couille. Ah mais oh, c'est hardcore. Ah c'est bon, j'abandonne, c'est bon, tu vas casser les couilles. Je m'en fous, j'ai gagné.
That's the arm that killed 100 whales. Care to lose another 10 shillings?
I've had enough. You're too strong.
Come back later when you can use your arms again.
Ok.
I cannot leave yet. I am not finished here.
Non, ça, t'as pas encore fini. Faut que je le batte combien de fois là le mystère là?
I'm ready to try again.
Fine. If you want me to take all your money, no problem with that.
Observez le visage de Patrick Kemp pour comprendre ses actions. Pousser, bloquer, récupérer. Il agit en fonction. Surveillez votre endurance. Oh ouais.
Well, good for you, I reckon. You're stronger than you look. Here's your 10 shillings.
I'd like to buy you a drink.
Good winner as well. That's good. Let's have a drink.
Salute. Alors, foiré, je galérais comme jamais.
You're a good type. Seems you've managed to settle down in life. You've got money, eh?
Not all that much.
Oh, well. At least you're not as poor as me.
Why do you say poor? You're not working?
I'm a harpooner. But you see, the whalers are rare. They don't pay much. So, as a result, I find myself arm wrestling to pay for my drink.
A harpooner? Interesting. You've had a lot of adventures, I bet.
Of course. It's been a dozen years since I've sailed. I've seen everything. Old Wallace, damn Black Peter, Great Roger, we sailed to the Cape of Good Hope.
Black Peter, you say? I've heard rumors about that one.
He was the worst of them all. He was a liar and violent too, swinging those fists of his around. He was a tyrant and not much of a captain. At least, not as good as Great Roger.
I see. Yes. I was told terrible tales about Black Peter.
But you ain't heard the worst.
Tell me, and let's have another drink.
It was in 1883 that it happened. The August of that year. Peter Carey was captain of the Sea Unicorn, and I was a spare harpooner. We were coming out of the ice pack on our way home. One evening, we saw a little craft that had been blown north. There was only one man on her, and he wasn't a sailor. The crew must have thought that she'd foundered, and they made for the Norwegian coast in the dinghy. I guess they all drowned. We took the man on board.
And who was he?
I don't know. During the crossing, he and the skipper enjoyed some long talks. His baggage was just a tin box.
That's strange enough.
Aye. Even stranger was that on the second night, he disappeared. Nobody knew what happened to him. And of course, nobody could ask Black Peter about it.
You know what happened, don't you?
I do. I saw the skipper tie his heels and push him over the rail in the middle of my watch on that dark night. 2 days before we sighted the Shetland lights.
Black Peter's a murderer.
Aye. Those that know him wouldn't be surprised to hear it. But all this must stay between us. All right?
Of course. Back in a second. I'm off to the Kazi.
I'll be here with my drink.
Et où les toilettes? Je suis pas fou.
Here it is. Have you got any tobacco? I've run out of mine.
Nah, I lost my pouch. I don't know where. Wait a minute. What's this?
Oh, is this your tobacco pouch?
Well, oh, it is.
Well, I have to go now. I know a captain who's planning an expedition to Cape Cod. Captain Ahab's his name. He commanded the Pequod. He might need good harpooners. I'll tell him about you.
Maybe. If you like, aye.
I'm done here. It's time to leave.
Ah, attends. Patrick Kane. Kane a confirmé que la bague de tabac lui appartenait. C'est donc qu'il était sur les lieux du meurtre, mais c'est pas forcément lui le meurtre. On peut pas dire, mais il le portait pas dans son cœur non plus. L'un des lieux correspond aux empreintes de Rutland, ce qui prouve sa présence sur les lieux. Pourtant, Judith Carré nie avoir un jardinier. La relation d'un entretenue avec Jenny lui donne un mobile pour tuer. Coup de chance. C'était quoi là? Il existe une infection avec un homme sans expérience, une aptitude. Non. Force surhumaine. Ok, pour l'instant, on va rien dire. Oh! No.
I'm not saying another word.
What am I doing here? I've done nothing wrong.
Aveu de Julie, le hurlet. La présence de la Rutland, la nuit du meurtre s'explique par son affection envers Judith et son poste de jardinier. Il donne un mobile pour tuer. Ouais, mais si on met force. Les décisions de mensonges car elles sont contradictoires. Vous pouvez résoudre le conflit en choisissant une décision alternative ou en combinant de nouvelles preuves. Ok, donc là, ça veut dire... Cunningham a été reconnu coupable du meurtre de Peter. La loi doit le punir fermement pour cet acte. Avait l'esprit embrumé par son amour et Judith, la femme de Peter. Le meurtre, chance. Coupable. Condamnez-le. Confirmez votre choix moral. Oui.
The case is solved. I am now ready to present the guilty party.
So tell me, who killed Black Peter?
It was Liam Hurtley.
That doesn't surprise me. I've never seen a guiltier-looking fellow.
He was in love with Judith Carey. It caused a conflict that proved fatal for her husband.
I see. Come on now, let us confront him.
Liam Hurtley, you are formally accused of the murder of Peter Carey. We are aware that you were in love with Carey's wife. He was a violent and irascible man. He needed to be eliminated. You had no qualms.
But that's absurd. I'm innocent.
Well, we caught you, lad.
The case is resolved, Inspector. I shall return to Baker Street.
Je suis sûr que j'ai pas fait condamner le bon. Choix moral, hein. Conclusion. Ok. Classer l'affaire. Ok. Choix moral, ouais. Continue.
This trip to the countryside will be good for you, Holmes.
Et là, je vais m'arrêter là pour cet après-midi. Je reviendrai peut-être ce soir, je sais pas, je verrai. Sur ce, je vous dis bonne fin de journée et peut-être à ce soir. Ciao, ciao.
Give it a microphone, I make the microphone dead. Don't step to me, newbie, I can truly be moody. I could have played the fuck